right, welcome back. Welcome back to Greenbox Gaming plays Delta Green Impossible Landscapes. My name is Joe. Glad that you're here, and I'm going to be the handler for this operation. I'm joined by my three friends. I'm joined by Brad, playing Hank Ellis. Say hi, Brad.
Hello. Hello, hi.
I'm joined by Dace, playing Benji Potts. Say hi.
Yo.
And I'm joined by Jean, playing Benedict. Whenever you're ready, Jean. Okay.
Hey.
Okay, so to begin this episode, we're gonna do something a little different. I would just
I hate it when a teacher says that.
Oh, he always does this.
Change scares me.
Yeah,
I'm afraid of change.
We've
Whenever
already
I was
done
in-
something different. The handler didn't shit talk his participants. Some level of uncertainty.
Do you want me to go back and shit talk
No.
you guys instead?
No, I'm just
That's,
pointing something out, and I'm glad for the team.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started here. Hold on. Let me see if I can capture this. Did that come through? Maybe it did. I don't know. Order in the court. Order in rules court. In this case, everyone, please rise for the presiding judge. That is handler.
standing.
Stand.
God.
Stand right now on stream.
No, you don't.
In this case, Greenbox Gaming is Handler Joe versus players, as represented by Jean, for the matter of a failure to reciprocate sanity, regain, and recovery.
Wait, are you the bailiff and the judge?
I am the bailiff
I knew
and the
it was a-
judge because we don't have that many people.
This
Just bear
trial
with
is
me.
a sham.
Would the plaintiffs please present their argument at this time? Jean, when you're ready.
Alright, so there were unnatural creatures which received deadly amounts of damage. And I believe there were two unnatural elements in this world that received fatal amounts of damage to their incorporeal beings. And first time round, everybody was surprised and like happily surprised to receive sanity recovery points back. Second instance, this did not happen, and it's an outrage.
Could you describe
An
these
outrage.
two instances for us, sir?
First instance, big old killer robot stabs man in the jugular. Man recovers, comes back, gets his own back. Sanity damage recovered. Second instance, man encounters little robot, minding its own business, writing a little book, and squashes it violently
like a bug.
with one of its books. No,
Objection.
I want to take my client to the side.
yes, sidebar.
Mute your.
I would ask that.
Sidebar.
I would ask that the judge wipe that smug look off his face.
Sustained.
John, we don't know if he was. I wouldn't say he was innocent. We don't know what it was capable of, in the on the
Sustained.
account that there's some loophole that the
I retract
actual
that.
supernatural thing has to attack you before you can gain sanity back.
You
and
are
kill-
referring to. You are referring to the scribe.
Yeah.
Am I correct? The scribe, which was found in.
And the
Right.
lion. The precedent
We got
for the court and for the jury. Is the jury here? Have we called the jury? Do we need a jury? We haven't called the jury.
I think the
It's
jury
okay.
will probably be the listeners, maybe. Although
we'll
I've
put
already
them
kind of come up with something, so.
The precedent was set by the death of one named Lion, or
Okay.
Leon in Portuguese. Maybe.
All right, Jean. I have heard your argument, and I would like to present my own counter argument at this time, if that would be agreeable to you.
Do we have a choice?
No. If you would please reference page 75 of the Delta Green Agent's Handbook under Recovery. under the heading Destroying the Unnatural. The unnatural in Delta Green represents such an affront to the human mind that gaining any control over it is some sort of victory at the handler's discretion, underlined 3 times.
Oh my god.
Any destruction of the unnatural by an agent can restore hope, and in the process, sanity. Destroying an unnatural creature or an object known to contain otherworldly power
Like
restores an
clockwork
amount
creature.
restores an amount of sanity equivalent to the lowest amount that could be lost from encountering it. Now, that being
I'll
said,
read that second part.
oh, are you telling me that you
I
didn't
tuned out
read the
after he-
entirety?
I tuned out after he said at the handler's discretion because I knew it was going to be horse shit after that.
All right. I'm going to read directly from the campaign, directly from Impossible Landscapes now.
Joe's taking this
peek.
shit seriously.
So peek behind the curtain. The device looks like a
away.
the device looks like a typewriter, a cotton gin, and a clock were smashed together to form a well-oiled machine. Blah 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 goes on and on and on. Agents with craft mechanics at 30% or higher who make a successful roll at plus 20. We allowed Benji to utilize his Carcosian clockwork skill instead. And spend an hour studying the scribe can discern everything about its operation except for its power source of the content it produces. This costs the agent 0/1d4 of sanity. Therefore, players of Greenbox Gaming's Delta Green Impossible Landscapes, I am presenting that the lowest amount of sanity that can be lost, only not through encountering even, but only from examining the scribe, is 0. So, according to the rules, you do receive sanity back. 0 sanity.
Oh.
So, at this time, I would like to award the plaintiffs with 0 sanity, as is made precedent in their argument by their encounter with the lion. Case closed.
He assaulted
got
me
him,
with the
boys.
chicken.
What?
Have you not seen that meme yet?
No.
Somebody in the chat said something though. One of our fans said something.
Oh, yes. Goat_buttermilk said, I think they should get sanity back, and Jean is right.
Thank you.
That's weird. That
know what?
that
Who you gonna
username
listen-
sounds familiar. That
I don't
sounds like a familiar
You should listen to our
username.
fans.
Also, I believe the word fans is kind of derogatory.
Oh.
I'd prefer it if you called them worshippers.
Oh, yes. Acolytes? Initiates?
Acolytes.
Wow.
Initiates. Ooh, initiates. I like
Initiates
initiates.
is good. So, yes.
Why we
So,
can't have nice things.
so I hope that the players are satisfied with this
We are not.
episode of Rules Court.
We're gonna appeal. We're
all
gonna
right, but
appeal.
no. Now, Joe, let's.
Mistrial.
All right, we're not gonna.
Okay.
Class
Obviously.
action appeal.
But did that actually slip your mind, or did you have that? And you knew that we weren't going to get sanity back regardless. Before Jean.
I mean, I would have given you
Ooh, this is a
sanity.
good question.
So to be frank, like looking at the rules, like, yes, like when in Delta Green, when you fight the unnatural and you win, like, it's incredible. Like, it's enough to make you feel like the world makes a little more sense. That being said, I've never seen that be the case with a creature or an object that doesn't have a stat block. Scribe doesn't have a stat block. It doesn't really have a sanity loss associated with it, really, unless you really dig into it. Like, me.
But you know what? I think there's something to be said that maybe the scribe was like a little baby version of the lion, and the
Yeah.
potential for damage over time. Had we let it finish whatever sentence it was on, could have grown up, could have stabbed us.
You know what? But you know what? Now that I think about it, man, aren't I a kind and benevolent handler? Aren't I? Don't I love to dote upon my players? I think that
You always compliment yourself.
Is this the judge or is this Joe?
Yes.
No.
This is just me now.
Was this the judge, the bailiff?
Now that I think about it, though, I think that because you guys did, I think that rule about the lowest possible sanity loss, I think that rule is really about creatures with a stat block, but does not address objects. And I think that you guys had come to the conclusion that this thing was producing copies of the King in Yellow. You know what, guys? Go ahead into roll 20 and give yourself each 1 sanity point back. How about that?
Heyo.
Nice.
For destroying a perceived source copies of the King in Yellow. How about that?
Yes.
I feel vindicated. I feel like this was worth
Take it.
every labored word that I put together in an hour.
And by
with
the
that
way, I don't
message.
know if this applies. I don't know if this is going to have an effect or not. If Benji goes back above his breaking point, that does things. If his sanity goes up to a certain amount, I don't know what that puts you at.
I'm not close right now.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
All right.
we'll just keep
Anyway,
smashing things. We'll get you there, brother.
we're gonna get there. Anyway, so we've spent. That's the first part of the
That was a
of the
killer
recording.
intro.
Yeah. Would you guys would you guys like a recap now that we've decided, kind of what's going on here, and
I'd love one.
I've placated your desire for justice.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Welcome. So,
Thank you for those scraps from your table.
yes, here, have crumbs.
I'm sure it's going to cost us, so don't you worry.
All right. So the team having in 2015 having been assigned to the case, having received invitations from their briefing officer, Agent Exeter, who's later found to be Dr. Barbas, to look into the disappearance of these 3 Delta Green agents from Dorchester Psychiatric Hospital in Boston. The team has been through a lot up to this point. They initially started investigating in Dorchester, only to discover that there was a lot more going on beside the Dorchester house, and have since moved their investigation towards other elements. They found out their briefing officer was undoubtedly corrupted in and of himself, and then accidentally ended up eliminating him. And then looking into his house, they were almost killed by a creature called this mechanical creature called the Lion, and then went back and destroyed it. Once they went back in Dr. Barb's house, they found this phone that's kind of led them on. It was a cell phone with a symbol of the demon Citri on it. This led them down another rabbit hole. There were texts inside the phone about the Boxer Hotel. And they quickly realized that there was a lot going on with the phone numbers from inside the phone and some of the things they'd seen past. They realized that this phone probably belonged to Agent Vega, or Michael Whitwer, who was someone they encountered in the night floors back in 1995, and that Vega's team, B Cell, which consists of Vega, Venus, and Victor, were at the Boxer Hotel. You guys get there and you find this strange room that seems to be kind of hard to find, only unlockable by this weird key as opposed to a magnetic key lock. Once in there, you find all sorts of weird things. I think it was Hank found that there was this Bible, that the insides of the Bible had been completely transposed with words from the King in Yellow. You guys found a mask and some weird robes. You found this weird window or something that looks like a window, but it just has wall in it, which was odd. You guys also found the God, I'm so bad. I can't speak French. You guys found this file that has
The second or whatever.
as far as, yeah. You guys found this file that has loads of information in it. One of the things it has was information about different showings about apparently this the King in Yellow, different plays and whatnot that have occurred over the years. You guys went in and kind of looked into that. You found information on this man Mosby, who was mentioned in the strange letter that you found in front of Barbas's front porch. This intelligence agent who went missing in 1952. you guys found that there were evidence of violence in the room. Hank discovered evidence of blood from the strange wall window thing all the way down to the bed, seeming to indicate that someone was probably brutally murdered in here. As you guys were kind of, and all that was kind of happening the day, and you guys had hypothesized, we think that something's going to happen at night. We think that this window is going to become something else. So you guys settled in, and Hank settles down and starts to have a sleep. Benji is reading through this, through the file, and discovers a few more things. And the last place we left was you guys saying, and you guys also called the DEA agent that you had, who made it sound like that Michael Whitwer has been missing. Not only has been missing, but he's apparently under investigation by the DEA because he misused DEA assets to travel to Boston, and now he's missing. They said they're watching his house and things like that. And you also had several, you listened to some messages from Ophelia Citry, who apparently is a loved one of Michael Whitwer. Citry being an odd name because it coincides with the name of a demon. You guys, when we last left off, Benji was reading through the file, and he came to a strange note. That said something about the west window when asleep, ? And just as Hank is falling into slumber, Benji looks up to see this kind of puddle beginning at the center of where this window would be and spreading out until it covers the square shape of a window. Benedict coming out of the bathroom, drying his hands on his pants as he sees this and just freezing. As you both watch this expand out until it covers all four corners of this strange window. So, that being said, gentlemen, what would you like to do?
So I did find a key card for the Dorchester.
That is right. Yes, you found a door. That was also something in the file. You found a key card labeled with Sharpie, DPH, which I believe you originally said. I'm not going to get into what you said last
Double penetration hoe.
I think you had a slight stroke when you were reading it last episode, which was kind of fun to watch live. But yeah.
That happens when I actually have to think.
Damnedest thing.
Half of my face goes slack, and I start slurring my words.
Yeah, hit you right in the Wernicke's. All right, but yeah, so what do you guys
What is a Magaco?
Magaco was it seemed to be like maybe a manufacturer or something that was like stamped on the bottom of the code, of the key card.
Okay. Why did I write down Twin Black Suns?
Twin Black Suns was what Hank had noticed when he read the Bible that kind of caught his eye before he was like, this is not normal Bible. Like this all the words in this thing have been rewritten. And keep in mind, like I mentioned before, it's not like you'd taken out the pages and put in a different book. It was like, you know how Bibles are typically like 2 columns of words, and you know they're all separated out in the chapters and verses and everything. That's how it's written. It's written exactly like a Bible, just the words are changed. Same type font, same everything.
Okay. And it's basically like the King in Yellow. Right. And another weird thing that I just remembered as you're talking, like in these files, we saw a picture of Barbas and someone else, right? In a clown
Barbas
costume.
And the woman that you saw upstairs in Barbas' home.
And this old like photo from the 50s or something, and they're in a clown costume.
Yeah, it was like from the late 1800s. I think it was like 1892.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I think it's worth mentioning, for all this crazy shit that happened, that was a fantastic synopsis. Back to where.
Yeah.
I mean that legitimately. I'm not being.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
That
was good. We needed that.
Okay, good.
And so do the people listening. I think they're not on a long trip.
Is Hank still asleep? What happens if he wakes up? Does the window close?
Hank is still asleep.
Benji slaps Hank across the face.
Are we talking front of the hand, open hand, back? Like, what are we talking?
Backhand. He wants to make him bleed.
I imagine you climb on top and like mount him from the top, so you have an optimal position and just. Wow.
Get a run up.
Just like cross your hands like ground and pound, but backhand style.
You just really get the optimal swing. Are you waking?
You want to get on this, Benedict?
Wake up, you idiot! What the hell are you doing?
Wakes up. He's going crazy
again.
Pin him down.
You guys are waking him up, right? If that,
Yeah.
I want to get what actually is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You reach over or whatever you do. You slap him.
We did the slapping.
Whatever happens. When you do, very quickly from the four corners, just like suck in, and it's gone.
The fuck?
And Hank is now like, Hank, you're kind of like, right when you wake up, you're kind of confused, and it takes a moment to right yourself. These two guys, I imagine Hank is like reaching for his gun because all he knows is that his two teammates are panicking.
And I was slapped. What the hell was that for, Benji?
What the hell were you dreaming about? What did you do?
I assume it was you, Benji, because you are crazy as hell.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I just imagine I imagine Hank's dream. It's like what is that painting of the Last Supper? Except Hank is in the middle, and on one side are the 5 homeless men who now live with him, and on the other side are his 5 sons.
And we're feasting on Arby's.
And he wakes up.
Nothing significant in his dreams.
No.
So, Hank, when you went to sleep just then, a portal opened up in that there window. So, if you could just kindly...
just stick with us for 5 minutes.
You're saying that really nonchalantly. I don't know if you're joking or not. That was very matter of fact of you.
Well, and Benji, I mean, you had just read something about this. Like, I mean, that was where we left off last time. You'd read, like, something was written in the file about this.
What was written in the file, Benji?
I think it was like, when you go to sleep, a window portal pops up, something like that.
So exactly what you just told me. Okay.
Yeah, exactly what I just told you. That's it.
That's it. Good to know. I was the can.
Well, why didn't you tell me that before I fell asleep?
Well, I was reading it while you're going to sleep. It ain't my fault that your old ass can't stay awake more than 15 minutes at a time without having a power nap.
Team's really breaking
You
down.
want some prune juice, yo? I need a minute.
That was very hurtful.
We'll be okay.
It is.
All right.
I imagine there's a moment just there for a minute where Hank perks up when you say prune juice, and then he realizes that you're being mean.
I realize we're under a lot of stress, and we've been through a lot these last couple days. Hell, these last 20 years, 30 years, but there was no reason for you to say that to me.
We're all on the same page here. You guys just take a beat. Fine.
Beet
Question is,
juice? Did you say beet juice?
we don't have beet juice. Good lord, do we need to get you a sandwich or something?
I'm sorry, Hank. I apologize. That outburst was unwarranted. We're all stressed out right now.
We've seen crazier shit. Sounds like this is very much the missing piece to this empty room.
Well, I guess I'll
Can
believe
go
you.
back
Let me
to
see.
sleep?
I
Go back
could,
to
but
sleep,
before it'd be very easy for me to. It'd be a lot easier if I had some prune or beet juice. But let me see this file. Can I want to read this file specifically at that entry where this happened, and maybe see if I can get any other stuff, or see something Benji missed. What would I roll for that? I guess.
I don't miss nothing.
You can roll like a. Gosh, I guess.
Or could I just read it? I mean,
if you read it, like, at this point, Benji has read through most of it. There's not a whole lot left here that's gonna be. That's gonna be like super.
What specifically?
Yeah. What was the
What specifically did that passage say?
Yeah.
So
it was just a note.
So it's a note, and Benji, like, a lot of this is referencing the King in Yellow itself. And there's a section in the King in Yellow where it talks about dreams, and in that spot, off to the right, was written by the same person who's been writing notes all through this. Was written, "West window during sleep?" ? That's exactly what was written.
West window during sleep.
My question is, I mean, obviously we gotta go through this portal. Can only 2 of us go through? One person's gotta be sleeping?
That's not acceptable. We will find somebody to haul in here asleep.
What if you?
Or we will make them.
Here's a plan. Here's a plan. What if one of us falls asleep? One of y'all try to access this portal and then drag me through the portal while I'm sleeping.
When it opened up, it looked like water. And, like, I'm not sure how much experience Hank has with water. Hard to breathe, traditionally.
Well, they didn't describe this to me. I was asleep, Joe. If they had told me it was water, this is the first time I'm
Hank
hearing
now
water.
talking to me?
He's become self-aware.
Breaking
This is
the
the-
fourth
Put him
wall.
down.
Is there anything else you want to tell me, Benji, about this portal?
Oh yeah, it was full of water.
I've seen it before. Hard to breathe. Hard to breathe under that water.
Hard to breathe that water. Very hard to breathe.
Oh my god.
Not impossible.
She got
How about
gills like that. You ever seen that movie Waterworld? It's a banger.
I don't want to talk
That
about
fella's
that
got
movie.
gills on his neck.
Yeah.
Well,
Hate
I
that
could go
movie.
on about it for hours.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Yeah.
Okay, so what
As
if
he starts talking about Waterworld, Hank slowly dozes off.
Oh shit. Okay. I guess that's happening.
And here's the fun thing about it. It was actually a huge box office bomb because they built this gigantic set out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and then it
All
got
right,
hit
that's
with a
enough of that.
hurricane and the whole damn
That's
thing.
enough of that.
No, let's do it. Let's get Hank
All right.
back asleep. Let's do it.
Regardless, that seems to be working, Benji. Just tell me what you see. Maybe y'all try to interact with this portal a little bit as I slowly doze off.
Well, really briefly, before it closed, you guys caught a glimpse of what looked like an almost identical kind of layout of hotel room. Like, that was, like, very briefly, that's what you saw. You saw a desk, you saw a bed, you saw a door on the far side, but it looks like it's all completely underwater. There's that vertical wall of, like, shimmering, rippling water.
Huh,
Yeah.
okay.
Regardless, I think we want to try to interact with it, right? Is that the plan?
Definitely.
I think Hank dozing off to Benji's Waterworld description. That worked.
Yep, that's perfect. And I really could go on.
Yeah. Joe, you good with that?
With you guys letting
Gonna
him
doze
go back
off
to
again.
sleep?
A little bit forced, but I mean, I don't think we're just gonna leave this room without trying it again, you know?
I imagine it'd be really hard to fall asleep after all that, but yeah. I mean, you guys are tired. You guys are tired. Hank is in his 60s, you know? It's, you know,
I'm
it's
not
been
the,
a long day.
let's listen. I'm not the only old
Benedict
character
is
here.
also in his 60s.
Okay.
Benedict comes over
Everybody's-
and he cradles his head and he caresses him gently to try and help him with story time.
All right,
I'm in my prime.
I'd imagine Hank has some sleeping pills. All old people have like those pill containers with 1,000 pills in them.
with the different days on him. Yeah, so Hank pulls out his pill container that has all of his pills in different days, and pulls out
This
whatever
one.
day it is.
This one normally makes me sleepy, so I'll take 5 of them.
Benedict goes up to the newly appeared
Jesus.
portal and he wants to try and touch it.
Well, okay. So before that, you guys are jumping
Yeah.
the gun.
God.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to move. I'm trying to get to sleep here.
All right, who's going to sleep? Is it Hank or is it?
Everybody wants Hank
Is it
to
Hank or
fall asleep
Benedict?
again.
Okay, Hank. Hank's going to sleep. While you guys are waiting for Hank to doze off, I would like Benedict to roll me a quick luck roll, if you would. Go ahead and roll that D100. 50 and below is lucky. 51 and up is unlucky. And let me know what you get.
I'm making them 45, baby.
Okay. You guys are waiting there, and I don't know, like, there's a desk and there's another bed, and maybe Benji. I mean, I imagine part of it is really like you guys kind of just sitting there watching Hank as he's trying to get comfortable. And he's still trying to kind of doze off. And the bathroom door, which is slightly ajar, just kind of creaks shut and closes as you guys are there.
Benji's on edge. He's got his hand on a gun. Like,
Hear that, Benedict? Ain't seeing shit, am I? Bathroom.
wait, or was it?
You
I
both.
guess Benedict would have seen that.
You both.
We both
you,
saw
you
it.
both see it. Yes.
Okay. Yep.
See
at
that,
the ready.
Benedict?
Yep.
What the hell was that?
We are not happy about Hank being asleep, but let's get ready.
You want to get on either side of the bathroom door and then kick it in on 3?
Yeah, I guess we paranoid. Yep.
Alright, let's go.
But kick it in real quiet.
Guns out.
Yeah, we don't want to disturb
All right.
Hank.
Like Sleeping Beauty.
He's
Benji
not. He's not
he
quite
whispers.
asleep.
I mean, someone could stay back and protect Hank.
You'll be fine.
No.
And then Benji like tenderly nudges the bathroom door open with his foot,
Okay.
but like he's kicking it, but like he's just pushing it.
It slides open, and you guys see nothing in there. Nothing there. After a little bit, Hank, you see these guys get up, and you kind of roll over and put the pillow over your head or something. And eventually, Hank, you do
Benedict
begin to
closes
fall
the door,
asleep.
though. Closes
Okay,
the door.
Go. You close the door, and Hank begins to fall asleep. Hank, you fight it a little bit. You're still a little bit on edge, but eventually it does kind of overtake you. And eventually, Hank is full on asleep, and you guys are. I imagine there's kind of a thing, like, you guys are kind of looking at him, his eyes are closed, and you're like, is he asleep yet? Blah, blah, blah. And then one of you notices, maybe Benji, you're sitting on the bed with your back to the wall, to the window, and Benedict, you're sitting on the chair at the desk. Benedict, you see, and Benedict kind of points to the wall, with his finger over his lips, telling Benji to be quiet. Benji, you turn around and you see a small spot in the middle of that blank wall begin to kind of shimmer and grow, and it grows and grows until it fills out all 4 corners again of this window. And again, you guys are looking through this strange, unnatural window.
Okay. You wanna poke something in there and see what happens?
You are reading my mind, my friend. I
there's
honestly,
something-
I wanted to grab something and hit it, but you know what? We can just poke it. I'll be okay with that.
I'm sorry, real quick. I do need that sanity roll as well, for you gentlemen. For those of you awake.
Does Hank roll one?
No, Hank's good.
Okay.
Were you about to say something, Brad?
Hank's asleep.
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all just really think about everything that's going on.
Consequences.
Failure for Benji.
Benedict succeeds.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. So, Benedict, you take nothing. Benji, go ahead and roll a d4 for me.
That'll be a 1.
Okay. So you
I'll
take.
just take it.
You just take it. All right. If you take it, then
Take it on the chin.
okay, you're gonna take it. Here's the problem.
Tell me.
Benji has a disorder, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you take this sanity damage from an unnatural source, because you have this disorder that you received from an unnatural source previously, you will have your disorder activate, which Benji goes into fugue states, so he kind of goes into like a catatonia. Or you can repress it. On page 75 of the Agent's Handbook, you can spend you can spend some willpower, and I believe kind of like you basically do kind of like what you do to redirect sanity damage onto a bond. So you'll sacrifice willpower and a bond to repress the insanity.
So, I mean, what's the difference? It's the same thing as deflecting to a bond, right?
Plus,
Similar, yes. It's like the same way.
Well, I can't really afford to go into a fugue state right now, so I guess I'll do that.
Benedict.
So the way it works is that if you're going to repress it, you have to sacrifice willpower, sacrifice a bond, and then roll another sanity check. So you could still fail. Or you could deflect it just straight up. So
Why wouldn't I just deflect it straight up?
that's
Why would
the
I
thing.
take the risk of-
Mechanically, you would just, it's kind of better just to deflect it straight up. We're kind of getting
Well, it makes
into the
me wonder
meta.
what that mechanic's even
Because-
there for.
because
like, it
sometimes-
seems disadvantageous.
Well, if you were to deflect, let's say you were to deflect, because remember, you don't always, let's say you took 5 sanity damage and you only deflected 4, you're still taking that sanity damage. You can't deflect again in the same instance. So that's kind of where this is coming in.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to deflect.
All right, roll that willpower then, that 1d4.
It's also a 1.
All right, subtract 1 willpower and subtract 1 from one of your bonds. Who are you going to deflect onto?
Dr. Wendy Wright, my old mentor.
Right. All right, so yeah, you guys watch this thing open up, and Benji manages to hold it together. Oh. What are we going to do here, guys?
Okay.
Yep. Is there anything in the hotel room that we could just stick in there, like a...
Bible. Like
I mean-
Bible thingy.
You could take the curtain rod off. I mean, there's loads of stuff. You could use whatever you want.
Okay.
So it's like
Curtain rod sounds good.
Okay. You take the curtain rod off and you push it through the kind of threshold, and it ripples, but vertically, because it's vertical. It ripples, and you see the curtain rod move in, and as you move it around side to side, it feels, there's a resistance, like you had stuck something in water and moving it around. It doesn't seem terribly viscous. It seems like the consistency of water.
We pull it out? Is it
You think I should stick my head in there, Benedict?
Let's just check with the pole first. Let's just take it out first, and then we
What
can shove your head in there.
How deep of a sleep do you think Hank's in? What if I stick my head in there and then he wakes up? I just get decapitated.
Don't want to think about it. Let's not do that.
What in
Well, we better give him some more pills. He already took 5, but maybe just to be safe.
You just like crush some
dump a
up
few
and
more.
put it in his nose? Like, what do you... All right, so beyond the threshold, as you guys are kind of standing here studying it, you see that through the, like, that on the other side in this kind of underwater hotel scene, it's a very similar kind of thing, but everything seems very antiquated. You see that there is a old phone, but it's like, God, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like the phone that has a little receiver, that you hold the thing up to your mouth, and then you put the little bell-shaped thing to your ear. Like, it's a very old-school phone that there's a typewriter on the desk. There, is maybe like a radio sitting there. And on the door, on the far door away, you see that there is like a piece of paper on the back of the door. And what is each of you's search roll? What's your guys' search stat?
48.
One is a 44.
What was Gian's? Or what is
48.
Benedict's? Okay. You guys can just barely make out a B. All you can really make out here is the first letter. But yeah, and there's like a small ensuite kind of bathroom, or what you assume is a bathroom, and it looks like it's open. You guys are just kind of looking
Hey, do we still have that RC car with the camera on it?
Oh, yeah, Gravedigger. He's right
Gravedigger.
here. Are we sending
I
Gravedigger?
wonder.
I don't know if he can
Yeah,
swim.
but the whole water thing is kind of a bummer.
What Gravedigger?
If Hank
would
was awake, he would tell you that electronics normally short out when they're in water.
If Hank were
What if-
awake.
He
What
knows
if
a
we
lot
get
about
one of
water,
them,
right?
One of them Billy the Big Mouth bass things, and then put a camera on that.
Oh,
What?
We could-
Wait, is your logic because it's shaped like a fish that it's
Because
impervious to
because
water?
it's shaped like a fish, and it already has. It can, you know. You know what I'm
okay, so
saying?
question. when we retract this poll, was it wet?
What she said? Yeah.
You guys tell me what you want to do.
No, I'm asking.
No, that's
is
a good
it-
question.
Is the
When we
poll
take the
whatever we put through the portal wet when we bring it out of the portal?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Are there any? I have a second question.
All
Benedict
right.
wants to search for a plastic bag.
Yeah, there's probably a bag and the little garbage, little waste basket. It's probably like a small plastic bag.
Benji, take a look at this. I got. He's whispering.
Please don't
let's-
whisper though, because we need to be able to hear you.
Let's put Gravedigger in a plastic bag and send him through and see what happens.
I don't know.
Man, I really think the Billy the Big Mouth bass idea.
We don't have it really with us.
I really think that idea has legs, you know.
Okay, we got to do something here.
Next time one of y'all are falling asleep.
Brad's got
Everybody gets
loads of
into it.
ideas of stuff he wants to do, but he's fucking asleep.
Actually, you know what? Let's just explore the space, John. Let's
just
stay here
explore
for a
the
second. Just-
Whole episode, Hank is asleep.
you want to take 5, Brad?
Yeah. I'll be back. We get more
All right.
coffee.
Okay, it's a legit thing though. So he'll ask Benji, like, Benji, we can't go through this place without Hank. We need to figure out how we can keep this place open. And I just seem to remember. You remember all that blood on the wall? Abigail Wright has gone to sea across the waves to rescue me. I think these are the waves, my friend.
Yep, I think you might be right. What if I just stick my head through?
Just
See
real
if,
quick.
just in and out. You can pull me back if I start
Oh,
struggling.
Benji,
Like I'm
if I've
behind.
learned anything about this world that we're in is that you should not hit things without thinking about them. And I think the second one is don't put your head through water portals that appear on the side of a wall. Those are the two things I've learned.
That's okay.
Oddly
Yeah, that's a good
specific
takeaway.
for
Oddly specific.
But if you really believe in it, then I will. What?
I don't
Crazy
know what
that
else
he had to
do.
get
You
this
got any
far before
ideas?
he learned that.
Right? It took impossible landscapes for Benedict as a person to be like, don't stick your head in weird water windows.
You got any ideas?
Well, I think the other option is we need to bring something, either a human or an animal, to come and fall asleep in this room to get through.
An animal. Okay.
Kidnap somebody and then force them to go to sleep?
Yeah, we can probably get hold of some chloroform.
Do you think the portal will open if we get a bunny rabbit to dream?
I would try it out.
Alright, maybe we should wake Hank up and talk about it.
Alright, you go do that. Do it exactly the same way as last time.
Alright, I'm gonna start slapping him.
As you guys are having this conversation, there's a sound from behind you. Thump.
Oh god, the bathroom.
You guys turn around, and Hank, this kind of sound also kind of jolts you awake too. You guys turn around, and there is a cardboard box sitting in the middle of the floor. and it seems as if it has been dropped from, from like 5 feet or something, just like wham, like right into the floor. And Hank, you kind of come to, like, Julius, what are you, soup.
Oh, Hank, a convenient plot device has fallen into the room.
Y'all didn't find anything else about that water window?
Not really, no. We didn't try anything. We stuck a curtain rod in and it came back wet.
All right.
And do with that what you will.
Okay, I'm gonna look at this box. What does Hank see?
Right.
You just studying the box.
You open the box or you look at the box, and the thing is this box is not unknown to you. This is a box that not only did you see in 1995 because you loaded it up with evidence. This is a box that you recently recovered from the back of Dr. Barb's car. It is the box that you guys turned into the FBI, and it's now slammed right into the middle of the room.
Who's there?
What the hell?
Who left us here? Who's there? Come out now.
Is there
And if you
anything
guys
else you
weren't-
left out? Go ahead, Joe.
If you guys weren't immune to sanity damage from helplessness, you would all take a little bit. We'd do a roll, but you guys are all immune.
There's no portal above it or anything?
Was there anything
Nobody
else that happened
responded.
besides the window when I fell asleep? Anything at all in the room?
We heard something in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Went to check it out, wasn't nothing there.
And you didn't check it out once the portal opened in the window.
No, Hank, we didn't. I don't like your sass, sleepyhead.
Interesting. All right. Let me. Is there anything else in the bathroom? Probably not. Hank looks in the bathroom.
Seems normal.
You fellas want to kidnap somebody and force them to go to sleep? I think that seems like the most rational thing to do in this situation.
Is there anything else in the?
It's a
That's a
weird
good
thing to say,
loophole.
but I think it might be. It might be the case.
Benedict thinks back to Jeremy. Exactly who he would have put up with this.
What a good use for Jeremy.
Yeah.
There's nothing added in the box as Hank's ruffling around in there.
No, it seems very much like what he had in it. It seems to be, and it's like when you're looking at it, this looks like, because when you got it out, it looked like it had been rifled through and everything pulled out and put back in. Everything is in the bags exactly as you packed it up. It does not look like it's been rifled through whatsoever. This is the condition that you gave it to the FBI in 1990.
So what do you guys want to do? Do you actually want to kidnap somebody? I think that sounds fun.
We have so many leads right now, so maybe ignoring this one, I don't know, put on the back burner unless we have to.
What was the most?
But it's right there.
What was the most
It is
cultish
right there.
evidence that was in the box? A brief summary of. Do y'all remember what we added? What was in the box specifically? That we want. I know it was a bunch of shit, but there was. Just trying to think back
It
to
was
the
just-
board.
Inconsequential.
There
shit,
was the diagram, there is the picture of the map that says Hotel Broad Albin. A weird map to the basement. Do you guys remember that? Is it on your?
Okay, so we have a map to this place.
Yeah, well, it's a map. It says Hotel Broad Albin. Actually, let me just drop it in, guys. Let me see if I can.
And Benji will mention to Hank that we saw a bee through the portal.
Not the insect.
Oh,
So you guys saw this weird map. Here. You guys saw this map, which is the Hotel Broad Albin, which was the strange. It's like it says the basement, and it says there's an elevator, and it has like a bunch of like kind of twisty tunnels, and there's an X that says JL bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot
And then
about
there's
the weird.
another one that says WL. You guys found the weird map of the McAllister building. This is something that you guys found before you ever saw the night floors, which was a weird map of the McAllister building that included like a tunnel leaving Michelle Van Fitz's apartment and the parlor, things like that. You guys found the seal, but the seal is no longer in. The seal disappeared. You guys, the airline ticket is in there, and the rest of it is all just kind of stuff that you guys have put together.
The only person whose last name ends in L is Ham's owner, the dog's owner, whose name I can't remember, but it definitely starts with an L. Lundeen.
Benedict know the etymology of Broad Albin? That place?
It doesn't mean anything particular. I ain't got none for you, man. Sorry. I'd love to give something to you for that. That's a good question, but I don't know.
Can you use it in a sentence?
No.
Like, did the Broad Albin leave port at a certain stage?
No, nothing particular. Doesn't sound anything. What are you guys gonna do?
No, there's something we definitely can do outside of this weird loophole, kidnapping someone and forcing them to sleep. I'm just trying to think of it, but I can't think of it. What it would be.
Doesn't that sound fun though?
That's a word for it. If you guys, if you think about it, like, maybe you could, like, get a bum and be like, hey, man, you want a room for the night? Just throw his ass up in here and get him all, give him a bunch of alcohol and just, like, let him sleep
It's
it
a
off.
Homeless
kindness. It's a
acquaintance.
win-win situation.
It's basically charity.
charity.
Well,
Hank,
there is that.
any of your sons know anybody who needs a place to crash?
Yeah,
My
you don't happen to know a bunch of homeless guys who are
My
hanging around anywhere,
sons
do
are
you?
not going to get involved in this. They are my blood, and they'll continue after I'm gone. Thank you very much.
Do they have friends?
What do you-
No. No, they do not. All right. I guess I can't think of anything better than this weird loophole.
Yes.
Harebrained idea. Or you just put you
All right.
back asleep, Hank. Don't have any ideas, you go to sleep.
But I would, maybe we should try an animal of sorts first, like a dog or something. We could easily knock it out and probably sleep a lot harder than a human.
If it wakes up.
So
Oh god,
we
what if it wakes up?
I mean, that's the risk we run with anything, falling asleep in here. But I do want to point out, maybe the window isn't the only option to, to get to where the night floors that we didn't even. Did y'all try opening our hotel door when I fell asleep? Could be other avenues, but my vote is let's find a dog from the pound, and give it some medicine to knock it out.
You're okay with a homeless dog, but not a homeless person. Noted. Noted, my friend.
What's wrong with you?
I just feel like if we gave it would be less medicine to knock out a dog than a fully grown human.
Oh yeah.
Then don't use a fully grown human. Then obviously.
This is getting worse and worse. For some reason, I felt okay about kidnapping a homeless person, but the moment we brought stray dogs into it, I was like, this is bad. And now we're talking about children.
I mean,
What are
we're
you
just
guys
talking about
gonna
giving.
do?
We're just talking about feeding the dog, getting its a full belly, and give it a lot of Benadryl.
Looks like good
Okay.
at staying asleep.
Let's go on a
though,
stray
with
dog hunt.
strangers. I don't know. Okay, let's do it.
I mean, if you want to get in another Michelle situation, we could do that too.
Don't you
Okay.
mention her name. You take her name out of your mouth. That's
You guys realize that there's been a dog asleep in the corner this entire time, and the window has not appeared. So, and then the dog runs out. So,
another
Oh, wow,
form of
look at that.
compromise.
Where'd you come from, buddy?
it's gone.
All right,
It ran away.
all right. Let's find.
Homeless person it is.
I'm not saying you guys have to do that, but like, if you guys want the whole team together, I mean, I don't know. You guys do what you want to do.
Benedict. Go get ourselves a dog.
No. He just said the dog won't work.
Dog won't work. That was me letting you know. that
Let's
the-
go get
the
a
dog-
human.
I don't want to waste your time.
Okay.
All right, what are you guys gonna do? It's later in the evening. I mean, it's like probably 10 o'clock at this point.
Otherwise,
Um,
I could use some rest. I'm still a little bit injured, and if you guys want to go and explore this thing, I could catch them right here.
You guys do actually need to get some sleep sometime. I'm not gonna assess the penalty yet, but at some point in time, you guys will need some sleep.
I would be willing to try it with Benji, even though he's crazy as hell. If we want to try one more look around before we get the whole team.
Hank looks over at Benji and he's licking his pistol.
Well, keep in mind, Benji, you now have insomnia as well, and you did not get any sleep. You did not get good sleep last night.
He's got
Okay.
insomnia and the other thing.
Oh yeah, yeah, he does.
But if we all just fall
Piling 'em
asleep in
on.
this room,
The thought crossed my mind, but then what if we all just sleep?
and we get a good night's sleep, it's a win-win. And nothing kills us in our sleep.
I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
I don't know.
Okay, let's
Somebody make the
let's just
call.
go through the
Here's-
damn portal. Let's just see what happens.
Here's what I want to, here's what I propose. Before we kidnap someone and force them to sleep up here, as enticing as that sounds, Benedict, if you're tired, you get some rest. Me and Benji can try some loose ends via the look in the bathroom, out in the hallway, possibly get the courage to swim through the window. If not, then me and Benji can fall asleep while you're asleep and see what happens then. And then our final option would be to take the whole crew in there and find someone homeless and make them sleep in this room.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so Benedict's going to sleep. All right, Benedict.
Hush, little baby.
Please.
Okay, no. I never want to hear that again. I'm muting you.
He's got one of those eye masks with the eyes painted on. Pocket because he carries around the thing.
Why did
on.
you have that? Yeah.
He always has one in his pocket, and he says, "Don't wake me up. Actually, I want a full night. I don't care unless it's an emergency. Don't wake me up, and don't forget to check the bathroom. Good night."
All right. Benji, you guys take a little time. Benji, could you please roll me a power check? Power in this game.
My pleasure.
So power in this game is willpower, right? And there's a difference between power, your power stat, and willpower points. Willpower points are a resource.
As a success, 49 under 60.
All right, Benji, you two are like starting to kind of maybe nod off. I mean, like, so you haven't slept. It's not, and Benedict's all, Got the pillows all piled around him and his little face mask on. He looks so comfortable, and you guys are just sitting here waiting for him to fall asleep. And Benji, you start to kind of fall asleep yourself, but you avoid it. It's not too long before
Chain smoke.
Yeah, you know, chain smoke's not bad. It doesn't take long before Benedict, you know, his breathing slows, and again, now Hank, you have the opportunity to witness this. If you please roll me that sanity check, as the window begins in the middle and spreads out to fill all four corners again.
That's 2,755.
Yes.
I've heard this.
You are making some, I don't know, like, you guys are just like waiting there, like tapping your foot, and you see it open up, and now, Hank, you have the opportunity to look through this window. You both are standing there, looking through.
Hank,
All right, you want to check the bathroom and the door?
yes, Hank slowly opens the bathroom door, and looks in.
Right.
Benji's got a pistol out.
Roll me a luck check for Hank.
Ugh! 100. God.
So that was good, right? That was a good sound. Okay. All right. Hank, you have your like pistol out or anything?
I think he was just kind of opening the door. I don't think he had the pistol out.
You open the door, and you go to push it open. The way the door opens is as it opens to the inside, you see the mirror and the vanity there where the sink is. So it creaks open. You open it kind of slowly, and as you're going, you see something in the mirror. You see an out of focus image of someone standing. It's like a reflection in the mirror, but it's fuzzy. It's not like the mirror's fogged or anything. It just seems really out of focus. And the woman, she's like wearing like a suit kind of, or not a suit. She's wearing like a button-up shirt that looks like you would wear under a suit, and slacks, and like hair, like, you know, kind of brown hair down to her shoulders.
Is it Venus?
And she turns around, and you see that from her left eye, like from her nose, the left side of her face is missing, and there's blood streaming down her face. And Hank very quickly like retreats and pulls out a pistol as he sees this. Please make me that sanity check real quick.
What was it, Hank? What'd you see?
Failure 82 over 55. There's a woman in there. I'm gonna deflect it. So.
All right, roll your d4. Or let me see. Roll your roll 1d4 to see how much sanity damage you take quick first.
2.
All right, 2. And then if you're going to deflect that, go ahead and roll another d4.
4.
All right. Reduce a bond by 2.
Okay.
Which one are you going to reduce?
Sydney.
Her name's Cindy, damn it.
Sid.
No wonder your bond's decreasing so much.
Say her name again?
It's Cindy.
Cindy. Okay.
Yeah. Or do you just have it written incorrectly on your sheet? And then reduce your willpower by 4. Yeah, so Benji, you watch as Hank eases open the door, and then, you know, maybe he's like, shit! You know, and he comes back and he pulls his pistol at the door.
He told Benji
Yeah,
what he saw.
I saw a woman in there. She's half her face was gone in the mirror.
Hey.
Do we know what Vega, Venus, and Victor look like?
Nope.
I know we know what Vega looks like.
Yeah, you do know what Vega looks like. You don't know this woman. Hank, if you open it again, she's gone. Nothing there.
It.
You push out, like I imagine he pushes open the door. He looks behind the door. He looks behind the shower curtain.
Yeah.
No one there.
Nothing in the. He'll look in the cabinets. Get a real good look in the mirror. Just a normal mirror.
Yeah. You like pull on the mirror, like is it a trick mirror? Nothing.
All right.
I don't know.
Benji's gonna try the front door.
You open the door and it opens into the Boxer Hotel. See nothing out of the ordinary.
Well, Hank, looks like we got one option. Go through that window.
Something
Benedict,
funny going in.
grunting noise.
There's something funny going on in that bathroom. So
You swear to God you could hear Benedict say the name Michelle.
Whoever goes through this portal, I say, we keep an eye on them, but also keep an eye on that bathroom. What do you say we flip for who goes into the window?
All right, sounds like a deal.
All right.
I guess we could actually.
I have this
Yeah,
D100
so you'll be-
in my pocket.
Happen to have it.
I guess I'll take 1 through 49.
50.
Is that how math works?
That would be half.
That's how it works.
Nice try.
All right. Looks like you, 28.
Right.
Okay, so real quick, the way something was said, I can't remember if it was last season or this season, because I recently re-listened to the entire series. Someone once said something about that they thought the swim skill was useless. And I think it was Dace. I think it might have been Dace who said something about swim skill not being worth a shit. So the way it works, so basically you can hold your breath for the same amount of turns as you have con. So what is Benji's con? What is his constitution?
12.
Okay,
Not
so you
terrible, not great.
So 12 rounds, it's not bad. But every time you're gonna have to swim check to get around this place. If it's normal water, that is, you're not really sure what's gonna happen when you get in there.
Well, Benji's swim is 20, so that doesn't really bode well for him.
Looks like Hank's. Mine's about the same. We could. Can I find some rope around? My last thing I would like to do before you go through there is tie some rope around you, and maybe be able to yank you back. In worst case scenario,
We got some rope.
or anything like some curtains. Tie the curtains together. Anything.
Probably
like
tie I would say you could probably tie the bed sheets
yeah, stuff
you know.
like that.
together. Like I think that stuff is, and even if you went outside the room, you could probably find like a room service cart that had other sheets on it. I'm not like
Yeah, I'm gonna do something like that.
You can make like a prison rope out of sheets.
Yeah.
All right. Tie it around my neck, just like that.
There you go.
Good hard
Tighter.
yank.
Tighter.
Well, Hank, in case I don't make it back, it was a pleasure working with you. I'm sorry for blowing up on you earlier. You're a great guy. You're a hell of a guy. Let's hug it out.
I love you too, Benji. But this won't be. We'll make it out of this. I got you.
All right. Benji's going through.
Are you gonna dip your toes in, or are you just gonna stick your head in first? Like what are you gonna do? Or does he do like a Looney Tunes style
running jump.
like dive into the vertical surface?
Daffy Duck.
Yeah, if we could temporarily suspend the laws of physics, I would like to do a Looney Tune style. His legs will spin around like wheels, and
Nice.
he'll kick up smoke. No, he just gets on the windowsill and kind of, or maybe he sits on the windowsill and falls backwards like a diver.
Okay. The windowsill's a little bit too small for that. like a little too slim, but Benji's able to kind of sit and straddle the windowsill with kind of like one leg in the water, which is a weird thing to think of, and one out.
Yeah.
And I imagine he's kind of like, he's standing there like, you ease your body in, and it's cold. It's really cold. You ease your leg in first, and you feel it, you know, the cold of the water, and it feels like water. You kind of move your like left arm around it a little bit, and then
He lets out a little gasp, a little.
yeah, as it's cold. That's good Foley work. Thank you for that. Ooh. And I imagine there's that bit where, you know, Hank, you give Benji a quick nod. Benji nods back and then takes a big breath, a big, and then thrust his head and the rest of his body in. Benji, you are now floating, just as you would in completely immersed in water. The room, there are a few things all kind of arranged around the room. There is a bed that has like a briefcase on it. There's like the side table, and there's a desk that has the typewriter. What are you gonna do?
I did forget to say, can I say that I took all of my firearms off so all my gunpowder doesn't get wet?
I assume that you've taken your shoes off, that you've probably stripped down reasonably because you know you're swimming. And I assume that you don't have your cell phone, you don't have your shoes on. So yeah, that's fine.
Right. Okay. Do I see a door?
There is a door on the far side. Yes, that was the door that had the piece of paper on it.
I'm gonna try to make it to the door and open the door.
Go ahead and roll that swim check.
Okay. Failure, 86 over 20.
Okay, I'm gonna keep a counter here. So your con was 12, right?
Yes.
All right. You struggle. I'm gonna say it's gonna take you. Man, how bad should we penalize a failure here? We want to say we're gonna say it takes you 2 or 3 rounds. Do you think?
In a moment of panic, as Benji goes through into this underwater environment, he remembers that he doesn't know how to swim.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
God, like I hate to slow things down, but hold on, let me actually look at the fucking swim skill in the book, because it may specifically say this.
He's just spinning around like in a circle, like only one side of it. It's like...
Does Hank know when he's actually going to tug the rope?
This says use the swim skill in a dangerous crisis, going the long distance in choppy water, keeping a friend from drowning, or getting into a boat before the tentacle thing below grabs you.
Tentacle thing.
I'm gonna say that that you can get over there without the swim check then, because this is not a super intense situation. You vaguely know how to swim. So yeah. So I'm going to make that ruling. You swim over we're going to say in a single round. Sorry to walk that back. To the door.
Gotta open it.
You try to open it. You struggle with it. It does not budge. It seems to be, and like you like turn the lock and stuff like, it looks like it's all locked from the inside. You cannot get it to move.
Weird. Okay. What else is in the room? Typewriter, phone.
Yeah, there's the bedside table, there's the bed, there's the desk. Everything else seems to be pretty sparse. There's also like a small bed, a small bathroom.
Benji will check out the desk, open the desk, see what's in it.
Well, actually, like when you go over to the I should have told you, when you go over to the door, and while you're there, you look at this piece of paper that's on the back of the door. And then right up at the top, in big type font, is a familiar name: Hotel Broadalbin. And down below it looks like, you ever been to a hotel and they have like the evacuation instructions or something like on the back of the door, like when you come in?
Yeah.
That's kind of what it looks like. Except you start to read it, and it says, along the shore, the cloud waves break, the The twin suns sink behind the lake. The shadows lengthen in Carcosia. Strange is the night.
Very helpful. Benji will pocket. Can he pocket that, or is it fixed on the door?
It's like a plaque, or we're gonna say it's just like a piece of paper you can probably pull up. Nope, never mind. It is a plaque that's on the table, or on the door. If you want to try to pry it off, you can, but it's gonna take some time.
Okay, so it's like
a placard that's on the back of the door.
Okay, can I just memorize it then?
Well, the thing is Benji, it sounds familiar to old Benji.
Oh, it's just a passage from the King in Yellow.
It is indeed.
I don't think we've actually heard Carcosa mentioned in the King. Like, obviously, there's this other world that's like Carcosa, and it's like some weird parallel. We met people from there and Carcosa machines, but not necessarily that it was mentioned in the King Yellow.
Yeah, well, that's something interesting. Benji would know if this is like Carcosia is the setting, and that you had heard. I think the first time you guys heard. It is the setting of the King in Yellow. I think the first time you heard it was actually from Mr. Castaigne when you guys were in the night floors. Who was the night manager. Yeah. He told you he was from Carcosa.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I didn't catch that it was the setting, but the whole story's crazy as fuck, so I guess it'd be easy for that to slip my mind.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a plaque. It's like...
It seems to be like the security plaque or like the evacuation instructions, like on the back of this door, like something that you would see in a hotel.
Yeah, that's weird. It makes me think like this is like it makes me think that world is like Carcosa, and this is like some hymn or something they value. Like, why would it be plaqued on the door? But I mean, I don't know. Okay, that's all I was gonna say. Observation.
Yeah, Benji will check out the desk and the side table.
You head over to the desk, and you see that there are papers kind of splayed out. One of the things that you see is a familiar excerpt, actually. Let me drop this for you over on the roll 20. Fine. Is that big enough for you guys to see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. It looks like it's a script from the night floor.
Yeah. This is familiar. You guys had last seen this on a floppy disk. I believe Hank was the one who discovered it back in 1995. Something that Roger Caroon had written. Would one of you like to read each of these pieces?
Scene, the smoking lounge, a large parlor on the 4th floor. In the room are the dog, Thomas, and Michelle. Enter Mark Rourke. Mark, Abigail's gone. She moved upstairs today. Thomas, and? Mark, I missed the kid. Michelle, her dad, that pig, came around. She doesn't like you, Mark. No one likes you. Anyway, she ran off with the salesman. Everyone knows it. Mark, fuck you, you cunt. A bit extreme. Thomas, come on, guys, come on. The dog barks. Parentheses, someone is heard coming up the steps. A large racket reverberating up and down the staircase. Mark, who is that? Everyone stops to listen. Michelle, who could go down there? Who is that? Mark steps to the doorway and leans to look down the stairs. Mark, hello? Enter federal agents.
Oh. That guy,
okay.
Mark, he was in on it.
I'll let you guys place that where you want. But yeah, you see that. You look at the typewriter, and one of the weird things is I assume maybe Benji kind of picks this paper up.
Yeah.
Benji, as you pick some of the papers up, the papers and everything move as if they are not underwater, which is really kind of a mind fuck. It's like you kind of pick it up and you expect it to move but it very much moves as if you were not underwater. Now, the rest of you, your body, feels like you're underwater.
Weird.
There's one other thing. You're looking at some of the papers, and Benji, you are, if you weren't already immune to damage from helplessness, you would be utterly shocked by what you see. There are transcripts written out. You see your own name. You see Benji Potts. You see Benedict. You see Hank. These are transcripts, and as you're looking, you're like, what the hell is this? And you see something about, can we get some weapons? And different. It seems to be transcripts of conversations you guys are had, and you try to think. You're like, what the hell is this talking about? But the other fourth person character in this transcript, you see something about them ordering a sandwich, and you realize these are the transcripts of every conversation you have had on the satellite phone since you guys have had it. Since the first call you made, you see the line where they say, where Hank is telling the person on the phone that Barbas is corrupted, and you see the line where they say Barbas is now the mission. That kind of thing.
Found this among these papers?
Everything you've said, yes, it's on the desk.
Benji will pocket those and open the desk. Is there anything in the desk?
I will say yes, there is something in the desk. This is gonna, if you're gonna start digging through the desk, it's gonna take another one of your turns.
Okay.
I'm keeping track of this. You are on 4. You know what? You're on 5. I think you're on 5. I think that took a while for you to kind of rifle through that. You see. I'm trying to find the right asset to give you here. See this piece of sheet music. Seems to be handwritten out.
You boys having fun role-playing asleep and absent?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Benedict starts.
I'm just thinking about everything you're finding.
In his sleep, let the red dawn sunrise. What shall we do? I'm not reading the sheet. When this blue starlight dies and all is through. That's the track.
Benji, you being a musician, you know immediately. I mean, this is like a vocal. These are vocals for a song, and you've never heard of the song, but the lyrics are: "The red dawn sunrise. Let the red dawn sunrise. What we shall do with this blue starlight dies, and all is through."
And the notation is weird. It's not like regular sheet music, like a different system.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's still a staff with 5 bars, but the notes almost looks like old school monastic.
I just
What were you gonna say,
assumed
Brian?
it was just handwritten sloppy, not that it was like an actual different system. Sheet music, but
Yeah, well, Benji will pocket that as well and move on to the side table. Actually, where's the phone? I'm interested in the phone.
The phone table. The phone is on the side table.
Okay, then I'll go over to the side table. First, I'll open the side table. Is there anything in it? Healing potion?
Yeah, there's a healing potion.
Pocket that.
All right. Yeah. Add one heal light wounds on your sheet there. So it is very much. I mean, it is a phone. If you go over and you kind of try to pick it up, but you can't hear anything through it. You don't really know if it's making you sound, you know, you can't really talk into it. Yeah, I mean, pretty much, really. Yeah. I mean, I'd do anything with it, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it through the window portal.
You'd have to, like, tear the wire out of the wall or something.
Yeah, rip the wire out of the wall and shove it through the portal.
All right, make me a strength roll.
Benji versus phone cord.
Phone cord. You are underwater. No? Like, it's not...
Ah,
You know, if you were just standing up in a room, that'd be one thing. But you're not.
minus 20.
Uh,
Oh, it doesn't
26
matter.
under 50. Success.
You do so. You tear it out, and then you make a trip over to... Are you just then going right over to the window and pushing it through?
Yeah.
Okay. You're at 8.
The last thing I'm going to do is tear the sheets off the bed and see if there's anything under.
You, when you over on the bed is a suitcase.
Suitcase, you say?
Yes, there's a suitcase sitting on the bed. So, yeah. You tear off the sheets.
Well, I'm going to...
And it's weird because you tear off the sheets and they kind of fall. Once they're kind of out of your hands, they fall to the ground as if they're affected normally by gravity. As if they are not in water.
What happens on Hank's side after I shove the phone through?
The phone, I mean, either Hank takes it, Hank, you take it from him, or does it just kind of like fall to the floor?
Yeah, I'd take it.
Hank, you reach out and grab it. It's completely dry, first of all. There's no indication that it's wet. And it is a phone. It is an old school phone.
Take
Okay.
take a breath, Benji.
Are you gonna... What does Benji do?
Open the suitcase.
You open the suitcase and you see there's a bunch of clothes. They're very old school, you'd say 1920s, 1930s. And they look to be men's clothes. And engraved on the outside of the suitcase are the initials JCL. And then as you open it up and maybe you see written on the, you know, there's a jacket with like a tag, and on the jacket is written J. Linz, Linz.
A new one. Okay, just take a mental note of that, and I guess that's all I can do in this room. Is anybody else have any thoughts?
Bathroom.
What am I up to, round-wise?
If you were to enumerate it to yourself as Benji in this moment, you would say you feel like you've used up 9 of 12 turns.
In that case, I'll pop over to the window portal and just, like, pop my head out. Yeah, basically.
And as he
just like
as he does, Hank, I mean, he's dripping wet. His face is dripping, like down the windowsill and everything, which is bizarre because this phone he just handed through wasn't.
You doing all right,
Hey,
Benji?
hey, it's real weird in there. No, yeah, it's great. It's just kind of just exploring. About to go check out that bathroom. How you doing in here, buddy?
I've been better.
Yeah, I'm sorry this is taking so long. I'm trying in there.
I believe you. All right.
All right, that's a good check-in, buddy. I'm going back in there.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, I love you.
All right, you head back in. You go to the bathroom and you see there are towels hung up with big, beautiful letter B's on them. And you find, you know, what looks like to be like a comb and some hair gel or some hair pomade. Looks like the suitcase you found had men's clothes in it. It seems to make sense. Beyond that, you don't see much.
He looks in the mirror.
One moment.
Good.
Got him.
Just keep talking amongst
It's
yourself.
weird,
You're just like,
weird liminal space.
Yeah, and it's like it's contained.
Hmm.
Like apparently, there's no way to open the door. Like it didn't
Yeah.
seem there's any possibility of opening the door.
Surprisingly low amount of Carcosian clockwork in the machines.
Yeah. I really thought this was going to be a portal to Carcosia. Like we're going to be able to exit the hotel on the other side and like swim up.
Can't get
Apparently,
through
that's not the case.
time.
Have we heard of Lens before?
Is it short for that other dude? You know, the bottle, whose name is on the bottle? Or we
AL.
talked.
L's bottle.
you see the mirrors in front of you, and it looks like someone has scratched into the mirror the yellow sign.
Oh shit.
Benji, having been exposed himself, you reach up to kind of touch the mirror, and you notice that you cannot see yourself. That there's definitely glass there, but you're not seeing yourself. It seems that like behind the mirror is complete pitch blackness. As you look through, kind of look past the yellow sign, you see what looks like pinpricks of light in a vast, dark, open space.
It's beautiful. Oh, my king.
You see that through this area is floating different objects. See what looks like a military style, like big, like Vietnam or Korea styled radio is floating through, just kind of quickly kind of making its way down, question mark, as it just kind of floats through. And you see far in the distance, you can make out near one of these pinpricks of light what looks like the figure of a man pull himself through the kind of pinprick and into this vast open area and begin swimming toward another one of these pinpricks.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me that quick sanity check.
I'll do that. I'll do that for you. But I have a question in return.
Mm-hmm.
Can I stick my hand through the mirror?
It feels solid.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's a failure. 39 on over 38. Shit.
Would you like to deflect?
Yeah, I'm gonna deflect. This is not a good time to go catatonic.
No?
In this.
Okay, so go ahead and roll that d4.
Hey, rolling a d4. That's a 3.
Reduce your willpower by 3. What is
Ouch.
what's your willpower at?
5, and my maximum is 12. So I'm not doing great.
You are not doing great. And who are you deflecting on? Just take 1 damage to that bond.
Sandy.
You deflect again, and man, your relationship with Sandy is really suffering. You hold it together
I have a question.
as you... Yes, go ahead.
Do you recognize the person?
John, I'm so glad you're here. Did I ever tell you that? Ever tell you how much I love having you here and being a part of this?
Backhanded comments.
You ask such good questions, you know? You see Elias Barbas swimming
What?
through the open. He briefly turns his head toward you as he makes it to one of these pinpricks of light and pulls himself through. Benji, I'm going to tell you, if you stay here any longer, you lose a little bit of time gazing into this, and you begin to feel your lungs burn. You feel like you need to make your way. Hank.
Okay.
Does Hank? I don't know. Does Hank get concerned? You can't see Benji. He's in the bathroom.
Yeah, a little bit. I assumed if he needed something, he needed to get pulled, I'd feel like a tug or something. How long has he been in the bathroom?
I mean, he starts to get to that point. We'll say he gets to a 10 or 11 before he starts to realize that he probably needs to come out. What do you do, Benji?
Hank, all right, go ahead.
Benji will tug on the sheets.
All right, Hank starts to pull him back in.
Yeah, between the two of you swimming and you being pulled and you pulling, you get him out. Benji, when you come out, you are sopping wet. Water just spills all over the carpet. And as you come to your, you're on your hands and knees, breathing. And I'd imagine that the commotion of you coming back into there's almost like a splashing sound as you come through this window. The commotion is probably enough to wake Benedict up. Hank, you're bent down, attending to, Benji, giving a pat on the back as he's getting his air back. Benedict, you sit up, you stretch. You stretch. Oh, that's a nice little map. And as you pull your... Absolutely. As you pull your eye mask off, you are shocked to see a door freestanding in the middle of the room.
What the hell?
What?
And there's probably a moment where Benedict's like, and the other two of you look up and notice it as well. And that's probably a good place to stop.
Oh my god.
What?
Damn.
I'm just at a loss. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Was that a healing sleep, Joe? Was that a healing sleep for
No.
Mr. Benedict? What?
No.
Just a pure
Healing
plot
sleep.
sleep.
What was with the box that just materialized out of nowhere? Was that our handler being like, "Here's all your other leads, guys. Get out of here."
That's
Did
what
I
I
give
was
you
trying to
anything
find.
new?
I was trying to find some way to use that.
We got the Broad
But-
Albin in.
Yeah.
I'm just so confused.
I'm glad you feel that. I'm glad you guys feel the mystery really seeping into your own psyche. It's good.
Is that what it is? Mystery.
That's what that is.
Yeah, it just feels like confusion. It doesn't feel like
feels like
mystery.
confusion to me.
Okay.
Dr. Barber's in the nether, the negative of the negative world. This is like the upside
That's not
down,
super-
except underwater.
That's not
Would
super.
that make it right side up?
We know that man was crazy, and there's not surprising that at some point he was rustling around in there.
Sick bastard was dressed up like a clown.
We can all agree. Sick.
We do
Well,
need to get
Sorry,
rid of that
clown
satellite
fetishes.
Sorry.
phone. We need to get rid of that satellite phone, I think.
Yeah, that thing is burned.
So, guys, I'm glad you guys are feeling something. Those of you watching, those of you listening, thank you for joining us. We are having a really good time, and I hope you are just as befuddled as the crew here. If you like what you're hearing, man, come join us over at Reddit. We're at r/greenboxgaming. We're on, and there's links to our Twitter and everything there. Twitter and Reddit are kind of where we kind of do everything typically. If you really like what you're hearing here and you would like to, maybe you like it so much you want to hear it a week early, consider heading over to our Patreon. We're at patreon.com/greenboxgaming_. And join the ranks of the 5. Steve, Kyle, Peter, Stuart, and Andre, who are kind enough to support us and cover our costs for hosting everything. We really appreciate you guys' continued support. But yeah,
I met Steve last weekend. Super nice dude. What's up, Steve?
surprisingly, a nice guy.
I think I'm officially gonna call the vendetta off. We're cool now.
Okay, fair enough.
Steve.
But yeah, and listen, if you're listening on the podcast and you hear us talk about these pieces of evidence and art assets and stuff, head on over to the Reddit, and under each episode there are the art assets. I recently got permission from Art Dreaming to publish those things so that you guys can enjoy them too on the subreddit. Oh yeah.
And any legal experts calling you out to try and weigh in on the verdict? I think we needed more sanity.
Wait, you wanted more than the sanity you got? So I gave you sanity, and that still wasn't
always
enough?
Good. It's always good
like
to get
this.
a second opinion. And
all right, well, we might circle back next time on Rules Court, and
yeah.
all right. But yeah, everyone, thank you for listening. If you're watching live, then just stay tuned. I think we will try to be back. No? Okay, we're just going to do a one-off this time. All right. Well, everyone, thank you for listening. Like I said, consider supporting us. Keep up with us on Reddit and Twitter. You guys, thank you. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for handling.
Fun stuff.
Like a pro.
What do we call what do we decide our listeners are? It wasn't disciples, it was
Initiates? Acolytes?
initiates. Initiates. I like initiates.
Yeah.
So long, initiates.
All right. Well, initiates, thank you for. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that.
Feel right.
It feels weird. Feels weird.
It feels like a well-worn old pair of boxers to me. Feels like slipping on a well-worn pair of boxers.
That is an interesting take.
That you were wearing, or someone else?
Chime.
Who was wearing the boxers?
Initiates. Call in and let us know how you feel about being called initiates.
Or putting on a
Does
pair
it
of
fit like a
warm,
pair of well-worn
well-worn
boxers?
boxers. How do you feel about
I like
that?
how the
Does
boxers,
it feel
boxers fit.
like a flimsy lace thong?
Oh, all right. I'm gonna.
Does it feel like an old pair of period
I am
panties?
gonna
The
carry
cold
I am
ones with the high
bringing
waist.
this in for a
gonna
landing.
carry
Thank
on.
you guys for joining us, and we will catch you next time. Bye.
All right. So long,
Bye-bye.
initiates.
Bye.